Hello,
Hello.
everybody. I'm Tony. We're here with just a handful of us at the moment. Hopefully, some others will be coming along. Um, so, on the screen right now, hopefully, you can see a list of questions. And we've been chatting already a little bit already, just introducing ourselves. So, we may refer to these questions and answer them if we find it difficult to, if we sort of get stuck for anything to talk about. But the idea is today it's basically conversation. We're practicing conversation. So one of the things might that I might do is I might interrupt you in the middle of what you're saying. Hopefully I'll try to do it politely. And what I'll do is I'll then say, "Oh, try what you were saying. Try and say it this way." That's often how the British people might say it. When we're talking in English, we might say it this way. That's that sort of thing. Okay,
No
so
problem.
just a resume for everyone who's listening on the recording. So we started off talking about Roman Rudin. We've gone on from that, gone on to the weather, and I just interrupted Aaron. He was talking about the weather in Taipei, wasn't it? I think you said. That was
Yes,
interesting what you're saying there. So do you think you get a lot more rain because it is an island, and that the
I think,
rain can come in from the sea from almost any direction, or was there
yeah,
some
I
reason?
think that's probably the main reason why it
Hmm.
rains a lot. And also, we have a lot of mountains,
Hmm.
so I think it blocks the clouds, so it rains a lot. I'm not really good at uh,
Mm,
geography, but yeah, I think the weather is in London is better than Taipei, but the only the season I don't like is winter because
ah,
it's a lot cooler in Taiwan. I've never experienced these uh cold weather before. Um,
really?
yes,
So
in
what's the coldest
Taiwan,
you would have experienced in Taiwan then? What's the coldest?
it's probably between the coldest time or day in winter is around 6 to 7 degree, but
Cool.
and also we only have snow on the top of mountains.
Mm,
Uh, so I've never seen any snow in Taiwan before
mm,
until I arrived the UK. So I'm still getting used to this
yeah,
weather. But fortunately, winter is gone. I hope so. I hope
yes.
the weather is better. It's
Yeah,
higher.
yeah, hopefully. So just for London, this is springtime right now, and that's normal
Yeah.
sort of a change period between winter into summer, you could say, one way of describing it. Um, But it can have a sudden sort of jump back a month or two, the weather. It can sort of feel back as if back in January for a sudden week or two. It's
Mm,
unpredictable. Um,
yes.
can be a bit stormy. I think spring and autumn can be stormy weather. In that sort of changeover between to winter into summer, some has a lot of more energy in the wind in the weather, and it can cause storms. Could be sort of just like destructive and very windy or very wet and windy, perhaps.
Mm, mm.
That's what I've experienced. So talking about the snow just then, I always think of Italy when I think of snow and skiing. Um,
Yeah.
Giuseppe, have you anything to say about skiing?
Ski in Italy.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, yes,
Or anything else like that, really?
yeah,
Yeah.
we have lots of places in the Alps good for skiing, and also in the Apennine chain, we have also mountain high enough to have snow during the winter. And
Mm.
recently, it means 1 week ago, we had around uh, 3 meters of snow in our local mountains.
Mm.
And it is something impressive because of the amount of snow. and
Mm.
because also of the risks in this period of the year, because during the previous weeks, snow was melting, and then that amount of snow was very dangerous for avalanches and slides. So probably it is better to go to the mountains in from December to February to ski, and then be very carefully in the following months. So, but it is uh, we have lots of places, and yeah, they are very, very nice. And I think after the Olympics, many skiers want to come and visit Italy for tracks and the other mm, places they watched on television. So yeah, I think it for people who love snow, Italy is still a good place to spend a few days or a short holiday skiing, or maybe doing Nordic sports. Yes,
Nordic
Nordic
sport.
sports. Yes.
Yeah. So what sort of Nordic sports can you do? So I know skiing, I guess, would be a Nordic sport. Is that right?
Yeah, among Nordic sports, you can go as you are walking on your skis, and yeah, when you don't prefer, for example, steep mountains, and you just want do some aerobic exercise, you can go with skis, and maybe spending your time into the woods and on safe tracks, and avoiding um, the speed and the risks of the speed. Because in many places there are not dozens but hundreds of people skiing, and it can be dangerous, of course.
Oh, if you ski into them, or they ski, or someone skis into you, I
Yeah,
guess. Is that what you mean?
because the track,
Mm.
despite its their lengths, are very crowd, and so
Crowded.
crowded, and the
Mm.
risks the risk increases, of course.
Well, you mentioned tracts. So these are sort of routes that people ski down regularly. So is there
Yes,
like two sort of slots that your skis might fit into because others have gone down that same way? Is that sort of the sort of track you mean?
yeah, because changed we changed the rules to stay in the mountain during the winter, so you can't ski out of these tracks. These tracks are very well prepared by technicians, so
Mm.
the snow is good to ski fast and
Mm.
safe. And yeah, because every time there is someone who go out of these tracks, we have off piste, we have accidents, because you can hit a tree, you can hit
Mm.
a rock, you can lose yourself, and other kind of accidents. And of course, if you sort of cut the snow, you can move
Mm.
this snow, and the risk of slides and also avalanches is pretty high. So it is better to follow the
The
tracks or the
routes.
pistes. Yes, exactly.
So is that the correct term? Follow the piste. So off piste is where you don't follow those tracks. I think I'm right in saying. And so are you on piste when you are following those tracks? So I said
Exactly.
off. So it's on piste and off piste.
Off piste. Yes,
And
exactly.
so Most of the time you hear about piste.
Mhm.
So the piste is the route or the track, isn't it? I think.
Yes.
Okay, right. I think what you said was fantastic. Your conversation was really good, very, very good.
And
As has everyone been so far.
and just to add something from, I think it was 2 years ago, we have the
Hmm.
same rules we have on the roads. So there are policemen and other officials along the tracks, and they also control if you are drunk or if you took drugs or something, because we we had the experience of people who were not so we hadn't their mind clear because of
Oh,
alcohol or drugs. So it is another
wow.
way to make holidays or weekend safer. uh, and yeah, they are very severe in chasing these people.
Wow. It sounds such a crazy thing to do because I suppose driving a car or on a you have a certain amount of physical protection. There's a metal shield around you if you're in a car and you might be drunk or on some other substance, which is making you taking away some of your ability to judge distances and speeds, etc. But to do it on on skis would be sounds like madness. I suppose does it add to the excitement? Is that why people do it, do you think? Why do people
Yeah,
do that?
I think it is kind of adrenaline shot,
Hmm.
and yeah,
Oh, okay.
everyone want to experience something extreme in some way.
Yeah, well, that would be extreme. Very extreme. So, okay. Thank you very much. That was brilliant. Your conversation is very, very good, I think, there. The only thing I noticed, I think you said at some point something like, if you don't, I don't, you say don't prefer that. I suppose you could say that, but a lot of people would have said, if you don't like something,
Mhm. Thank
rather
you.
than don't prefer. But prefer is pretty good too, but don't like might have sort of feels slightly better, but that's still
Okay,
fantastic.
thank you.
Very good. Um, Has anyone else been skiing? Now, that's something I've never done. I've never gone skiing. Has anyone else gone skiing?
I've never.
Yeah. So you've seen it on television, have you? You've or seen other people doing it in the mountains of Taiwan? Seen people skiing down the mountains? Or isn't it
Hey,
possible?
well, I think Taiwan is not the most popular place to ski. Taiwanese often usually go to Japan because they
Oh.
have a special snow called, I think it's called powder snow, and
Ah,
it's
yes.
really good for ski. And yeah, but for myself, take any, I don't do any exercise. So ski is not my
Well,
cup of tea.
in your photo, you look quite young, so you're probably okay for a good few years. It's as you get a bit older that it starts to take a toll on you, I think. But you should be
Yeah,
okay for a few years, yeah. Eventually, you'll have to do some exercise. We all do.
I'm trying.
So, what's good exercise then? Anyone have any suggestions for good exercise? What do you do for your exercise? Apart from air on, because you're out of this.
No,
No. Does anyone have any good suggestions for exercise?
You mean sport exercise for
Keeping fit exercise, I
keeping
suppose.
fit?
So I think people sit in front of the in front of computers, or we're reading reports in front of the desk or in front of television. What's a
yeah.
good thing to do to keep fit or have exercise or any exercise?
Oh,
Well, I think badminton is quite fun.
Oh, you do
Sorry
do
to
some then,
interrupt you.
Aaron. You do some.
Before.
So, Michael, what do you think of badminton? Is that a good exercise?
yes, yes. It's good. I have uh, we have we have rockets, uh,
Oh, rackets, you mean? Rackets.
rackets,
Oh, I've
rackets,
got you.
Racket.
Yeah,
rackets,
yeah.
and two, uh, four rackets,
Yes.
different type, different weight.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's I don't know. It's maybe for different ages,
Mm.
but for me, it's best way to spend some time. I wouldn't say that I do this regularly, but in the summer, in the spring, when the weather is good, we usually play with my wife in the evening outside badminton, and it's quite energetic game. And after this, we usually cover by sweat. I don't know.
Covered in sweat. Yes.
In
We're
sweat,
covered
and
in
yes,
sweat after this exercise. Yeah, I got you.
yes, yes, yes. It's quite energetic, and yes, maybe it's maybe definitely this badminton demanding less physical activity than the tennis. Uh,
Really? Okay.
Tennis.
tennis,
Tennis. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, Greece. I know there's a popular sport called paddle these days. It's it went viral in the
Mm.
UK. Does anyone know that?
But did you say paddle? Paddle.
Paddle. Yeah.
So as in a paddle for water. You might using water or
No, it's
no,
uh
paddle.
it's a exercise combined tennis and badminton, I think.
Oh.
It's quite popular.
if I understand correctly, yes, it's a
Mm.
small court. It's a
Yeah,
small court than tennis, smaller court, and smaller rackets. Yeah.
Oh.
paddle.
No, I haven't heard of it. So I was just tapped in a cross between badminton and tennis. It's come up with crossminton,
Badminton,
or
I don't.
speedminton. They're
It's
calling that a cross between tennis and badminton. I misspelt those words, of course. So
it's P A D E
so how do I
L.
spell it? Is it paddle? How do I spell the word?
Padel.
Oh, let's tap it in then. Padel.
Yes, have a
Paddle.
look.
Paddle. Paddle. So you probably spell paddle. Yeah,
Paddle.
so Spanish, oh yes,
Racket.
is a racket sport that combines elements of tennis and squash. They're saying squash. So it's sort of vaguely similar to badminton, but it's normally a glass court you might play squash in. I've got you, that's it.
Mm,
Ah, okay. That sounds interesting.
yeah.
So Michael, have you played this game, paddle? Or heard, you seem to have heard of it.
No, no, I've never played this game, but I heard about this game. It's
Hmm.
quite popular in United States, in Latin America. There are
Hmm.
many courts outside because it's demanding less physical ability uh, than.
Oh, that's
Mm,
so this is interesting here. So there's four people on this court here. I suppose it's a two a side game, and
maybe.
it does look a lot like tennis somehow. Ah,
Yeah.
oh, that's fascinating. I had never even heard of that.
And it is interesting also because the ball is always alive, so it is different from the tennis
Oh,
because it bounces on the glass walls you can see in some
oh,
images, and
okay,
yeah,
yes.
we could say that is less intense, but actually you have to run quickly almost everywhere and
Mm.
find where the ball bounces, and yeah, it is pretty vigorous.
Cool.
So you said the ball is always live. I think the ball is there. So if the ball stops on the ground, it's not bouncing and it's not rolling, is it still in play at that point? If the ball stops moving, is it still in play? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
it's
No,
bouncing.
I think we have the same rules of
Hmm.
the tennis. So
Oh, okay.
just one bounce is allowed when the ball arrives in your field.
Yeah, and your court, your side of the court,
Yeah.
maybe. Yes. Wow. So it
Mhm.
does look as if there's four people in total playing it here. I imagine you can play just the two of you, do you think? I would have
Yes.
thought. Yeah, okay.
I think I uh, said I think
Pickleball.
pickleball. Yes,
Pickleball.
I
Yeah.
mean
Ah,
I told about pickleball. It's I don't know. I think it's quite quite different. And
Yeah, it's also very popular.
oh, right.
I think paddle it's intense, but pickleball is less intense.
Less in, there are no glass walls in this game, so it can't bounce off the glass wall, can it? I suppose. That's interesting.
Ah,
It's interesting how on the third result down here, it says the LTA. So the LTA is the Lawn Tennis Association. So
oh.
it's yeah. So the tennis organization of this country seem to be playing pickleball. I didn't know that. Fascinating. Wow,
Do you want to
amazing.
try that, Tony?
Yeah, well, words are easy, aren't they? It's lovely talking about these things. Probably, I think I'd avoid it actually. Well,
Yeah.
maybe I should do. I have played badminton. I had quite liked that a great deal. I did like badminton a bit.
And actually, pickleball is something in between badminton and tennis because of the ball. You can see how the ball is in the
Hmm.
picture in the second line. So it is lighter
Hmm.
than the ball we use in tennis.
Yeah.
So and
Oh,
because
cool.
of that, you tend to use quite a big strength to hit the ball because it is empty inside, and so sometimes
Hmm.
the players are forced to use more strength to
Hmm.
hit the ball. So, and it is interesting that every one of these sports, or tennis, pickleball, and paddle, have a set of injuries specific for for every discipline. So
That's fascinating. I had never thought of that. Yes, I'm sure that is the case. So, what are the typical injuries then for one of these sports?
oh,
Ah,
I'd
yeah,
say
Mhm.
yeah.
shoulder, ankles, and
The
knees.
joints. Yeah.
And it's called the name like elbow, uh, tennis elbow,
Tennis
Yes.
elbow, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
I've definitely heard of that. Yeah. Tennis
mm.
elbow.
tennis mm, golf elbow, and tennis elbow.
Oh, I've never heard of golf elbow. So that's obviously the speed of your swing to play the golf. You've damaged your elbow slightly a little bit. That's interesting. So these are the balls. I think we call these an airflow ball. So I guess
Oh,
the air flows through the ball because there's so
Mhm.
many holes in it. So that's interesting. And I think they fly through the air differently, don't they, in some way? But better, I don't know exactly. Right. So if I give a bit of a notice here, a little slight interruption to the flow of the day's class or event. Um, so these are some of the events that are coming up. So this is today's event here, and I've just called it convo, which is short for conversation. Sometimes occasionally we use the word just convo for conversation.
Combo.
Um, so if you might hear someone say that, that's what they mean. At the
Oh,
weekend is the next event that we're doing in London. So it's in person, and there's about 12 people have their names down for this walk here. It's quite a short walk, It's about 3 miles long. This is probably what I do to keep fit. Quite a bit of walking I do, though this is quite a short one. I might do sort of 6 to 10 miles, might be sort of about average, I guess. And then next week we go back into classes proper. So what we're going to do on Monday, I think, we'll be reading the Guardian. And we'll try to do that most Mondays. Unless we get bored of it, then we'll find something else. But the Guardian is, and I accidentally clicked on it, and I may even have posted a newspaper article down here. So I'll scroll down in a moment. But the Guardian is a British newspaper. I think it's regarded as high quality, and that sort of means that it's well thought of, and the writing tends to be high quality as well, and the words they tend to use are a little bit sort of above average. So it might be slightly difficult. This class might be a difficult class, I think. Yeah. So despite saying I've called this the Guardian Monday, I've then got an article here for the conversation, and I think maybe that's quite difficult as well. So either we'll do this article or read something from the Guardian newspaper, as it says there. That's Monday, and Tuesday there'll be something happening as well. Next Wednesday is a free class. So thinking about it, actually, Aaron, you're the only guy here who's sort of is new at the moment. So if you wanted to go to this class, you would obviously click on the attend button. So if I just show you what you would what you would see if you wanted to come along. So this is so when you click the attend, it mentions here that you just need to pay for the class really. Um,
Oh,
it says £10, but if you pay £10, you actually get 5 classes. So that's the benefit of that. So there's paid classes and there's normally on a Wednesday just one free class in the week. Obviously that would be today's class. And you just basically most people pay through the PayPal, but also I could share my bank details if that's easier. There you go. Okay. So I've really broken up the conversation there and ruined it a little bit, I'm sorry to say. So
no.
so uh, I when I saw this here, I was wondering if AI had made this up. So Crossminton. This sounds like something that AI might just make up on the spur of the moment. You've heard that AI has hallucinations, which is a clever way of saying it just invents stuff. AI can invent stuff. So, did you say that any of you had heard of these two games? So these are the English names. So Crossminton and Speedminton. Have you actually heard of those games?
No, never.
Hmm. Okay.
Never heard that.
I feel better now. So let me just perhaps let me just put those two. Um. Oh, oh, there we go. Let's try again. Okay. So I've just tapped in. Oh, strangely, it's come up with what's your favorite number and why? I don't
You
know why it's
copied
done that.
that.
Yeah, so obviously I copied the wrong thing. I thought I was copying one thing. It turned out something completely different. So a favorite number. So that's an interesting question. I noticed that as a possibility. Do you think that's a silly question? Is that
Mm,
silly?
well, I don't think so, but
Hmm.
um, in Taiwan or in Asian, we often talking about least favorite number,
Ah, that's interesting.
something like four, because four in
Ah,
Mandarin is similar to die. So
yes.
people don't like that.
Isn't that true? Also, number nine, I think, isn't it? Is nine a bad number too? Or am I
I'm
wrong?
not sure. Nine is okay for
Yeah.
us,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but in Taiwan we
Hmm.
love eight because it sounds similar to reach.
Ah, yes. And isn't there things like you don't give someone, if someone's ill in hospital, you don't give them a potted plant, a growing plant, but you might give them a bunch of flowers because
Oh,
there's this idea that the illness they've got might root down and be permanent, be harder to get rid of. Isn't there something like that? There's lots of little things like that, isn't there, I think?
so root down means
Oh,
it deteriorate or something.
oh, maybe. I don't really know. That's a conversation starter, really. I know there's one thing where I remember giving a Chinese lady a present, and I gave it in I think it was a Chinese lady, in a red envelope, and she really liked that in a red envelope. But I knew I think it was a Japanese lady, and I gave her a present, and I made sure it wasn't in a red envelope, because in a red envelope for a Japanese person, it's got a bad connotation, but it's good if you're Chinese.
Ah,
Is that
yeah,
true, do you think? Or
it's quite opposite because
oh yeah.
in Japanese we
Mm.
they have white envelope, but
Ah,
if you give this to Chinese, it means white envelope only used in funerals.
really? You're going to die. That's what you're saying, isn't it, August?
Yeah, every culture is quite different.
So strange. Very
But you
strange.
sound like not like a superstitious pe
Mm.
person.
I sound like someone who
Yeah.
isn't superstitious. Not really. No, I don't think so. Maybe I am, but I just don't see it. Because sometimes you can't see your own errors. Only someone
Yeah.
else looking on can see my weaknesses and my problems and my weirdnesses.
Mm,
Strange things that I do. I think that's how it is with all of us, really, isn't it?
mm,
It can be quite humbling when someone says something to you that's quite strange what you're doing, and then you sort of see it only when they
yeah.
mention it.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens sometimes when you read a book. We were reading a book, as I just mentioned earlier, sort of the Roman Rudin book. Sometimes that can give you an insight into your own personality when you see how others view another story, and that's very strange.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think you are a superstitious person.
Yeah, I think it's good to be aware of what other people like, but
Mm,
I don't think I don't feel superstitious. I probably am, but I just don't, I'm not aware of it. So
does you think,
what superstitions have you got then, Aaron? What are your
oh me,
superstitions? Yeah.
uh, maybe, for example, my father, because for me, I don't think I'm superstitious, but when
Mm.
I do something, my father always asks me, don't do that. For example, when I use the chopsticks and I insert it in a a bowl of rice, and
Mm.
my father says it's not really good looking. It's like um Sam in the funeral. So, but I
But why
don't.
does it, what's it got to do with funeral?
I don't know how to describe that,
Mm.
but when you trying to like bless someone
All right.
who dead, and you use
Who's dead? Mm.
that, yeah, you use
Oh, okay.
something, yeah, looks like that, but mm, I don't think I'm superstitious, but I'm curious about
Mm.
British people. Does
Mhm.
British people have particular superstitious habits or something?
Well, the one we do have, when we have one of those walks, I just mentioned the walk we've got coming up this weekend on Sunday. One
Yeah.
thing we do, I sort of say is, I say, don't mention the word rain. Because if you mention the word rain, it does seem to rain 10 minutes later. It's
That
sort of a
makes sense.
joke. It's kind of a joke, sort of, kind of a superstition. It's a joke superstition.
I believe that actually.
That it might be true. That's
Yeah.
an interesting question. So, Michael, do you have any
Yeah.
superstitions? Do you have any things that you do which aren't really based in reality? They're sort
Ah,
of,
I,
yeah,
I
superstition.
can't remember now, but my parents they they don't allow me whistle
Oh,
inside
Oh,
inside house. But sometimes I like
hmm,
whistle some melody, some song, and my parents say,
hmm,
yo, stop stop doing this because when you're whistling, uh, it's
hmm.
superstition. If you whistling inside house, it's mean this house will struggle with lack of money.
Ah,
oh no.
It's
really?
I don't know if in your country
Hmm.
uh, there is this superstition about whistle, um, but in my culture,
Wow.
it's like bad sign. But sometimes
Yeah.
I'm whistling some song, and stop whistling. It's,
Really? So was that when you were a child? Did they say it to you now, or perhaps they're not alive? I don't know. But did they say that to you when you were a child, and it's had that effect on you that you've always remembered that date,
no,
that
I
music?
now I
Yeah.
I also sometimes you know when I have a good mood, when I am in good mood, I can whistle some melody, some and try to you know um, how explain when you sing song and try to
Hmm.
sing each notes properly, and I try to whistle each notes properly, you know, and yes, and sometimes my father uh, give me
Tells you off.
yeah,
Yes. Ah, yes.
but I don't know why, what,
Hmm.
why, why.
Well, yeah. Uh, they feel awkward about it. They feel a certain discomfort, don't they? That's what it is. That they're well aware that there's this thing about a superstition that if you whistle in the home, in the house, that house will struggle with money, I think you said, didn't you? So they're obviously
Yeah,
that obviously
yes.
makes them uncomfortable. It must do. Must do. You asked me about my superstitions, Aaron. Now, my mother always used to say to me, she died 30 odd years ago. So
Yeah.
when I bought some shoes, they'd be in a cardboard box, and I might put them on the table, and my mother would say, "No, don't put them there." And I don't know exactly what it was, but there was some sort of bad luck thing about putting new shoes on the table. It could be a little bit disgusting, I suppose, but they're brand new shoes. They haven't been worn. I haven't worn them outside or anything. They're in a box, newly delivered, but you can't put them on the table. They have to be somewhere else. They can't be. I
Yeah,
don't.
it's
Hey,
always bad
yeah,
luck things.
yeah, yeah, it's a bad luck thing. I don't know what it was. So,
Also, we are not allowed to open an umbrella inside the house.
yeah.
It's yeah, when I was a child, my mother strictly forbid me to do that. It says she said it when you open the umbrella, some ghost will come with you. I don't know why, but I don't really believe that.
Yeah. Interesting. So I've just typed in. I missed out the O for opening.
Opening.
Oh yeah, and I just said opening an umbrella indoors. I slightly misspelled it, and that one of the first of second or third result is why is opening an umbrella inside bad luck? And there it is.
Yeah, see.
Yeah. And I'm fairly sure my mum used to say that as well. I don't specifically remember it, but it seems like one I've heard before. I'm sure it is. So, Giuseppe, do you have any, have you ever heard this, a superstition? Ever heard of this one before? This is, it's
Yeah,
incredible.
personally, I
Mm,
don't don't have superstitions, but
mm,
probably in Italy there is a kind of widespread tradition of superstition, particularly in the southernmost part of Italy,
mm.
Naples mainly, and
Oh,
there are dozens of mm, superstitions. So don't go under the ladder, don't
mm,
spread or don't break the bottle where you have your oil. uh, for example, brush the a little um, figure of hunchback, or use a little red horn to avoid the evil eye. And for example, I think it's the same for you. Breaking a mirror is
mm,
another
mm.
in
Yeah,
another
yeah.
one, and also there are positive elements. For example, the garlic is something
Ah,
useful to avoid um, harmful events for your house,
really?
and
Yeah.
also spreading some salt is useful to protect your house from maybe bad events. Don't put the hat on your bed is another one.
Ah,
And don't so when you have a loaf of bread, you
mm.
can put it on the table in a specific way, so with the flat side on the table and not vice versa.
Oh,
So there are many, many, many,
Yeah, yeah,
many.
it's the same.
There are
Same
many.
superstition
really?
about that. Yeah, I know also about bread, but I didn't catch about salt. In our culture, if you spill salt, it's
Mm.
uh, it's means to fight. That
Ah,
it will be fight if you spill the salt.
mm.
Oh,
Yeah, in the 60s, it was pretty 60s, 70s, before football matches in Naples.
Ah,
There were specific people um, who used to spread salt behind the goal, trying to have a better result of the match. So there are incredible stories uh,
mm.
behind
oh, yeah.
superstitions, and yeah,
Yes. With salt, the only one I know about that, and I think it mentions it here, is that about throwing salt, a pinch of salt over your shoulder.
exactly.
Yeah, that's the only one I know. I've
Ah,
no, isn't it also the case that if you put salt on the ground, it's sort of poisonous to anything that's growing? I mean, salt is quite destructive. So it's interesting putting it on the ground behind the goal. I thought that was, I can't see the meaning in that, but that's fascinating. Wow.
And what about black cat?
Yeah, I think it is
black,
one number one.
Oh yeah.
especially with white hands,
Oh, with
white
white
legs,
paws, white legs. Oh, I see.
paws.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
white legs. Okay. Ah, yes.
Or I don't know about white paws. In our country, if black cat uh, cross the street in front of you, uh,
Mm,
you should if you believe in this superstition, you should stop and don't don't go because it
yes.
can. goes
Yeah.
bad luck.
So we say a black cat crosses your path, and then it says meaning. So crosses your path. So you're going
Oh,
one way and it's walking across your direction. So I've clicked on the meaning. I don't see the meaning here, but below I've compiled 15 spiritual meanings behind a black cat crossing your path, exploring the symbolism. So symbolism, that's interesting. Culture, context, and mystical messages they bring. So I won't click on that because it's obviously just 15 collections, isn't it? But it's interesting, it talks about symbolism. So symbolism isn't really so much a superstition. It's sort of like the meaning of something. What does it mean, doesn't it? So
Mm.
we read a book, as I keep referring, and there were different. We think that certain things had meanings, different meanings. So that's an interesting way of looking at it. Wow.
And also
Mm.
horseshoes are
Ah,
very much
yes.
valued as
Yes, that's true. But a lot of these things are based in the country rather than in the city, aren't they? I suppose you might see cats in the city as well as out in the city, in the country as well as the city. But definitely horseshoes. I've definitely heard of that one, and that's very much more in the country, I think, isn't it?
yeah, I think that happened or happens because in the countryside or in little towns you
Mm,
can notice more easily this kind of events. You are more focused on little things, maybe the rhythm, the pace of the cities do not allow the observation of all these events
mm.
or situations. So
That's interesting,
Mm.
isn't it? And I suppose in the city we're looking to make money, aren't we? To make a living in the city normally. And you're not looking, you're not sort of trusting in luck. You're trusting in organization and planning, I guess. That's fascinating. And never thought of that way. So it says here, horseshoes are considered lucky because their shape, material, cultural symbolism, symbolism again, are believed to
Symbolism.
bring protection, good fortune, and positive energy. So, Aaron, is there anything like that about horseshoes in Taiwan? I don't really know what the history
Mm.
of horses in Taiwan might be, or in China.
No, we don't
Mm,
have these superstitions in Taiwan, but
yeah.
symbolism is
Mm.
it is really affect our life a lot.
So when you said about having two chopsticks and you put them into the rice in a certain way,
Mm,
that's symbolism, isn't it? Would you say? Would that be
yeah,
symbolism?
it is.
Yeah, that's
It
fascinating.
always looks like bad things
Mm,
or something happens in during the funeral that's people always aware about.
yeah. Everyone's very sensitive at a funeral, aren't they? I know how old you would be, wouldn't you? So I guess you're sort of looking for things like that, aren't you, in a sense?
Yeah.
You're very tuned. You're almost looking out for it. You're tuned to it. So the word tuned, so the Americans say it one way, we say it another. So I'm sort of saying it the American way, I think. So that's tuned. Tuned. Is that right? Yeah, tuned, yeah. So you might back in the old days, you used to tune in a radio or tune. See, the Americans say tuned, and we say tuned. So I'm saying somewhere in the middle. So I'm being a bit naughty, really. So back in the old days, when you had those old style radios, you would turn a knob, look for a radio station in particular. Of course, you don't do that nowadays, or televisions as well, of course. So just to be clear, so the Americans, I think the Americans say tuned, or tune like that. But in Britain, normally we say tuned. So we sort of put like a CH sound there, ch, oo. I guess, something like that. Tuned, something like that. But the Americans say something like tuned, tuned like that, tuned. So it's a bit strange,
Mm,
really.
mm.
This has come before, just so as in you, and there's that one there. So the American in Britain we would say YouTube. So we're saying for the T we make a ch, YouTube, tube.
Yeah.
But the Americans would say YouTube, YouTube. So
Like
they say,
Tuesday.
yeah, that's right, yeah. Tuesday, Tuesday. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, I'm not sure how the Americans say Tuesday. I think they say Tuesday, doesn't they? Tuesday. But in Britain
Yeah,
we say Tuesday, Tuesday. Yeah, so yeah. Strange, isn't it? Yeah, very
that's
strange.
cool.
My spelling is awful, so if I made a spell, I can see a spelling mistake up there already. So I've missed that. There's the U missing out of there. So there's always a spelling mistake on the screen. Some often there's not. Fascinating. So I've really, really learned something today. That was brilliant.
Yeah, if we want to extend a little bit the
Mm,
list, there are other, um, for example, in
Naples.
Naples people are very
Mm.
careful at the position of the bed in the bedroom.
Oh yeah.
So it is better if you haven't your feet facing the door of the
Oh.
bedroom
Mm.
because it resembles the position of the body in the coffin.
Wow.
So it is
Uh,
better that your feet do not face the door.
Oh.
For
Yeah.
example, they don't give a clock
Mm.
because it can mean bad luck. But if you receive a clock, you have to uh, to pay a coin or a banknote in change that
Mm.
neutralize the bad sort.
Yeah.
They, for example, do not gift napkins or pins because they can announce something bad, something sad. So there are lots of
Wow. I
stories behind these rituals and objects and everything. So
wow. I didn't know there were so many.
yeah, and there are people who live live
Live. Mm.
live
That's it.
explaining uh, signs, objects, movements, and everything. There are kind of professionals
Mm.
of superstitions in
Ah.
Naples, and it is impressive the narrative they have uh, about all these objects and events that can happen in our
Mm.
houses or in our roads or in our daily life. So
So these people make a living. They make a living out of
yeah,
giving
exactly.
a
And
narrative of explaining
yeah, and it is
these
incredible
superstitions. Yeah.
how many people believe in them.
It sounds a little bit like feng shui. Have you heard of feng shui?
Feng Shui,
Am I
yeah.
saying it? So how should I say it, Aaron?
Oh, you can
What's that? How to
like
pronounce?
FONG, like Feng
Oh, feng
Shui.
shui. Okay.
Yeah, it's more. So it's about the structure in
Mm.
your house or your
Mm.
flat, and there are so many meanings of like the
Mm.
direction of your furnitures. It affects
Mm.
everything. So that's kind of superstitious. It's
Is
also
that
very
style? Is it style as well, though? Sorry to interrupt. Is it sort of style and
well.
superstition?
I don't think it's a style because
Oh.
every style, like Nordic style or like Victoria style, you
Mm.
can also add feng shui on it because it's about the relationship with like doors or
Mm.
your characters. and windows. So yeah, you can apply feng shui on every kind of styles.
So what are some of the basic rules about doors and windows then, would you say, that to help us
Okay.
understand? Yes.
So when you open the main door of
Oh,
your
the main door. So yeah, the main door. Yeah.
yeah, your main doors in your home,
Home.
you must not see the toilet.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's the normal, the most basic thing,
Hmm.
which makes sense because who wants to see the toilet when you open the door? So,
Yes.
but in more complicated way, it's like your the direction in the room, particular one, like for example, north way,
Hmm.
you have to, is your like money
Oh.
cave. And
Hmm.
if you want to improve your um fortune on mm, your wealthness, you can put a crystal cave there, uh, or you can put some fish. You can keep some fish there, which means the water can bring money into your home.
You said Crystal Cave. Is that a
Yeah.
stone? Is that a particular stone which is sort of just very
It is a
sparkly?
stone. It's like
Mm. Oh, okay.
purple
Right. Okay.
purple crystal.
Ah,
Yeah, it
incredible.
looks cool. You can see it's everywhere, and also you can put some decorations like ancient coins
Ah,
in a particular corner.
it's
Yeah, but
fascinating.
I that's the old thing I know
Mm.
about feng shui.
Wow. I had
I
heard
think,
of it. Yeah.
yeah. Can I say a couple words about?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
I think the core idea of the we call it feng shui,
Yeah.
feng
Yeah, that's what
shui.
we say. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I think it's a philosophy, and the core idea of this it's change something. So if you would like to have or to be rich or to be health or another positive thing, you must change something. So you, in other words, you can't expect different results if you keep
Mm,
doing the same things. So, and Feng Shui philosophy of this mainstream of Feng Shui, it's change something, change the position of the bed, change the redecoration, your flat, install some change position of things.
That's interesting. So it's interesting. Maybe in the West, we've looked for the philosophy behind it, and we've looked out the philosophy. It's always probably been there, I guess, and we've only listened to the philosophy. But
mm.
originally, it was more the sort of almost superstitious side of it. That's fascinating. Well, we could go on forever. So maybe let's end the class portion at this point here. We can carry on talking, but we'll end we'll end the video, the recording. Here we go. So let's stop recording. There we go.